Are you tired of money stress? Let's fix your budget today. Most budgets fail because they're too strict. So let's build one that works for you and your real life. Managing your finances as an educator can be tricky, but today I'll share with you some strategies to help manage your paycheck so it goes further, but also leaves room for fun. Let's talk about budgeting basics. But don't worry, this isn't about squeezing every last penny so tight that it screams. We're talking about taking control of your money and making room for the things that make your life amazing. Let's talk about budgeting. It's not just about crunching the numbers, it's about living your best life. Seriously, when you start budgeting, you're not just managing your money, you're unlocking empowerment, clarity, and freedom. When you budget, you're in control, not your bills and not your bank account. You're calling the shots, and with a clear plan, every dollar has a purpose, and that confidence in your choices is priceless. For me, the first time I nailed my budget, I felt a huge sense of empowerment. Knowing where my money was going gave me this "I've got this" energy that spilled over into everything else I was doing. If you ever want to feel unstoppable, it starts with your budget. Your budget isn't just about saying no. It's about saying yes to what really matters. When it's saving for a house or planning a vacation or building your retirement fund, a budget is the roadmap to building your dreams. I love keeping a picture of my goals where I can see it, maybe on your fridge, on your phone. I once taped a photo of a beach to my wallet, and every time I went out and I was shopping and I was going to splurge on something I didn't really need, I thought to myself, nope, I need a vacation. So if you want to reduce your stress, follow a budget. Okay, so you want a budget, but how do you budget? Let's talk about the 3 most popular methods that you can use to take control of your finances. The first one is the one you probably hear the most about, and it's called the 50-30-20 rule. It's super easy. You take 50% of the money you bring in for rent, utilities, and groceries, the basics that are just going to keep your life running. You take 30% for your wants, your lattes, your concerts, your vacations, whatever it is that really makes you tick. Totally fine as long as it fits here. 20% is for savings and debt repayment. Do this. Your future will thank you. Think of this like the money diet. You still get to have dessert, but you also have the things that you really need in this budget. Okay, so this next method is the one that I use for my personal budget. It's called zero-based budgeting. And basically what it's saying is that every dollar has a job. So while your 50-30-20 rule, you're breaking your money up into different categories, this is a little bit easier if money is tight, right? Say your utilities, rent, and food are 70% of your budget. This is going to give you that flexibility to allocate those dollars where they need to go. And basically, you just zero it out. So every month you spend every dollar, whether it's going to the things you need, the things you want, or whatever it is. You just know this is where my money is going, but it takes some setup, right? So you have to sit down with your paycheck and say, this is where my money is going, and then follow through. So this next one is zero-based budgeting. It's the every dollar has a job method. If you love control and accountability, this is your jam. You plan out every single dollar of your income so there is no extra money that's unaccounted for. By the end of your budget, your income minus your expenses should be zero. I'll admit that the first time I tried this, I got really excited about assigning each dollar to a category until I realized I forgot about random life things like birthday gifts and other unexpected costs. So lesson learned, Leave room for the unexpected, or your budget might leave you. So the next method is the envelope system. We can think of this as the cash is king plan. It's all about using actual cash and physically separating it into categories like groceries, fun money, or dining out. And when the envelope's empty, you're done spending. So whether you're a give me structure person or a control freak, in the best way, or someone who just thrives on visual reminders, one of these methods can be your new financial plan. Which one are you most excited to try? Let me know in the comments and share your own budget bloopers while you're at it. We're all still learning. Okay, so now you've picked your budgeting method. You got to track your spending. Every expense needs to be tracked. Why do we track expenses? Well, the first big one is to understand your spending habits. Where is your money going? It's really important to find out where it's going before you can figure out how to stop the flow. So now you have a budgeting method. You need to track your expenses. In order to take control of your finances, you have to start by understanding where your money is going. And when you track your spending, you can spot the areas that you're overspending or wasting money on non-essentials. This awareness allows you to make smarter decisions and break unhelpful patterns. Then you can redirect that money to your bigger financial goals. Knowing your habits isn't just about cutting back, it's about spending with intention and making sure your money is working for you. It's easy to also overlook those small purchases. So when we're tracking our expenses, we want to watch for those $5 coffees, quick snacks, impulse buys. They quietly drain your budget, and over time, those small daily expenses can stand in the way of your savings and other priorities. So you now know you need to track your expenses. The question is, how? How do I track my expenses? So there are a couple of different ways you can do this. You can use an app. So there's a bunch of really good ones. You just find one that works for you and your budgeting style. You can use Mint, or You Need a Budget, Pocket Guard. Even your banking app a lot of times will allow you to track your spending. You can go real old school. This is what I prefer. You can use Excel, Google Sheets, QuickBooks, but the envelope system is the easiest. You just have envelopes. You can put them in a fancy accordion file if you want to be fancy, but otherwise you just need envelopes. Each of the methods you use has perks, whether it's automation, customization, or just the hands-on approach. Honestly, the best one to use is the one that works for you and feels like it fits into your life. So that's the one to choose. This week, try to commit to tracking your spending for a full 7 days. Take a good look at the results. It can often surprise you and be the first step toward building a budget that you're going to stick with. So we've picked a budget method. We've picked how we're going to track it. Now we need to create a list of non-negotiable expenses, and we need to prioritize our needs. So what do you need in a budget? Well, you need a place to live. That's going to be your biggest expense, a place to live, especially if you live in California. You need to make sure you have food so you don't die. You need utilities so you have electricity and the internet so you can keep watching my videos. You need to plan for retirement. I know that this one feels hard, but the earlier you start, the better. You also need to plan for fun. You're not going to stick to a budget that doesn't allow you to have a little fun. So plan for it. So this way you don't feel guilty when you're spending this money, but make sure it fits in your budget. So now you know what type of budget you're going to have, how you're going to track it, and what needs to go in it. Let's talk about maybe some tips on how to make sure that your paycheck stretches. So let's talk about the first tip. if you are planning for fun stuff and you think, I don't have that much money for fun, look for free or low cost activities in your area, such as community events, library resources, outdoor activities. These are plentiful in the summer. A lot of local parks and stuff have free concerts and plays and things like that. So if you pay attention and look for these, you're going to be able to find things that fit and make your budget stretch. Okay, this next tip is going to take a little bit of coordination. So implement energy saving measures. I know what you're thinking. I'm going to tell you to get energy efficient appliances, unplug electronics when you're not using them, budget for things like that. But what I'm really going to tell you is to plan to charge your laptop at work. Use their water for tea and coffee. Eat the snacks in the teacher's lounge. Use your resources, friends. I mean, sure, get those energy efficient appliances when you can. But until then, try this method. So this next one's going to feel hard, but you need to start saving for retirement now. Start with what you can afford, even if it's just a few dollars a month. Make sure you're taking advantage of your employer matching programs, your tax advantage accounts like your Roth IRAs. Make the most of the contributions that you can make. But I'm telling you, even $10 now is going to pay huge dividends in the future. And this next one is not glamorous, but it's really going to make a big difference. Meal plan. Plan your meals, buy in bulk, and save on groceries. Next to your rent and utilities, this is going to be your biggest expense. And it's going to make a big difference. And if you're trying to be healthier, this is going to help you there too. So meal plan. Ask the internet. They'll give you a meal plan, grocery lists, and everything. So it's not as hard as it used to be. You just have to spend a little bit of time and meal plan. Creativity here can be your very best friend. So mix it up, but keep planning. Budgeting isn't all just seriousness. Having a fun fund, say that 3 times fast, is important to keep your morale high and prevent burnout. So if you spend time allocating a small portion of your budget for fun activities, it's going to keep your morale high, prevent burnout, and keep your budget on track. It also helps so you don't feel guilty when you're spending that fun money. So I really, really, really encourage you guys, make sure you build in at least something fun into your budget. All right, so quick recap. You want to track your expenses so you can see where your money goes. We want to prioritize your needs and tackle essentials first. We want to create a fun fund to make sure your budget is enjoyable and sustainable. You need to start small and see how empowering this financial control can be. So remember, budgeting isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Remember, no matter where you're starting, the key to financial success is taking that first step. It's also the hardest step. And whether you're tracking your expenses, prioritizing your needs, or building a fun fund, every small action adds up and moves you in the right direction. Remember that budgeting isn't a restriction, it's financial freedom. So start small and start today. This is Rosie from Rosie's Financial Adventures. Remember, your budget is your ticket to freedom. And if you found today's video helpful, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Rosie's Financial Adventures. See you in the next video.